It was a cold morning on the northern coast of Scotland. The wind came from the sea, heavy with the smell of salt and rust. Waves crashed against the cliffs like they were trying to carve the truth out of the stone. High above the ocean, the lighthouse stood tall, silent, proud, almost human. That structure seemed to breathe, and some said if you listened long enough, you could hear a heartbeat, slow, steady, made of wind and light. They said that light never went out, not during the worst storms, not when the sky disappeared into the sea, not even when no one remained to keep it burning. It was as if the ocean itself bowed before that light, in respect or in fear. Time, like the tide, washes everything away. Records tell of 3 men assigned to that tower, 3 keepers cut off from the world, given one task: keep the flame alive. Thomas, the oldest, a man of the sea. James, the skeptic, who trusted only what he could touch. And Donald, the youngest, the one who believed in signs. It was Donald who wrote the final line in the logbook, a line that still chills historians to this day. The sea is calling. That night, the wind changed. It didn't howl, it whispered. It carried something human in its tone, something like a name. The gulls vanished, the clock stopped, and the fog crawled down the staircase like a living thing. Thomas said he heard 3 knocks on the door, firm, slow, patient. But when he opened it, only the wind entered. The wind and the sound of waves climbing higher and higher. The final entry in the journal read, "The storm does not rest. The light remains on." And then nothing. For 4 more days the lighthouse beam cut through the fog. 4 days without food, without fuel, without hands to tend the flame. When the rescue ship finally arrived, they found the beds made, the dishes washed, and a single chair overturned near the window. On the table lay the logbook. On the wall, scratches, deep and desperate. Outside, nothing. No footprints, no bodies. Only the ocean, calm, too calm. The officials called it an unexplained disappearance, but the sailors, they told another story. They said that as their ship approached the island, they heard footsteps echoing inside the tower, and when they looked up, they swore they saw a shadow at the lantern room, a figure watching them from above. The tower was empty, but something was there. The lighthouse was sealed shut, iron chains on the doors, dust over the stairs. But no one dared dismantle the lantern. It remained there, untouched, as if waiting. And on nights when the fog rolled in from the sea, some swore it still lit up, by itself. The beam sliced the darkness, steady and deliberate, before fading slowly, like a breath. There are those who say the keepers were never taken, that they're still there, caught between the sea and the storm, bound to the light they once served. 3 shadows turning the lantern through eternity. Others believe the lighthouse itself became alive, its heart made of glass and flame, its purpose a mystery that even time couldn't erase. Fishermen speak of strange things, nights when the ocean glows faintly, a reflection of the lighthouse flashing from beneath the waves. Some claim to hear a voice carried by the wind, not loud, but close, a song that sounds like mourning, a call from something that waits beneath. Years later, a new team of inspectors returned. They broke the chains and entered the tower once more. Inside, everything was the same. The smell of salt, the same clock frozen at 9:45, the same quiet echo of empty rooms. But at the top, they found something no report ever mentioned publicly. Carved faintly into the glass of the lens itself, in letters so small enough to miss unless the light hit just right, were the words, "We are still here." The files were buried, the island closed again, and the world moved on. But the sea never forgets, and neither does the wind. Every few years, someone reports seeing the beam again, a quick flash across the horizon, in a place where no power remains, no keeper tends the light, and the tower has been abandoned for over a century. Those who have seen it say the air changes, the temperature drops, the ocean stills, and for a few seconds, time itself seems to stop. Most call it a legend, some call it a haunting, but every legend begins with truth, and if that light is still turning, then maybe it's not just a story, maybe it's a warning, a message, a reminder. Because out there beyond the mist, on that forgotten rock surrounded by endless sea, something watches, something breathes, something remembers. And if one night you find yourself sailing those waters, and the wind dies down until the world feels empty, don't look for the light. Don't search for the tower, because when the lighthouse calls your name, it isn't trying to guide you home. It's trying to bring you in.